Third time's the charm, hopefully. Wasn't the charm, guys. But I'm sure that this is it now. We've gone past the obstacles. We're finally there. We're in this space. I filled my vessel back up with energy and spirit. And I've actually done a meditation before coming into this space to just reconnect through the reflections of the energies in our space. Just gonna go into what's, just in case, obviously, this is a first video sort of intro for you in terms of me and what I do. My name's Shakima. I am here with the intention to just share my insight for healing in the space for you guys, and that's all that I desire to do. And I've got a little insect creature actually just scrolling over some notes, and it's actually giving me some really insightful guidance. It's an amazing moment to experience, just kind of where it's stopping, and it just lets me know that spirit is always speaking and abundance is ever present. Welcome to paradise, guys. And it's awesome. So what we shall do, because I feel super amped up now that I've actually done that meditation. That's really helped. Sorry if the video is a bit shaky. I'm exerting the energy. So there's a lot in this space for you guys. Capricorn, Aries and Pisces. I'm intrigued to see what goes on for you guys. Just to sort of do my little plugs. If you guys like my energy, like my vibe, like my techniques, definitely be sure to comment, like, share and subscribe, and check out my website and book yourself a personal reading, because this is generalized information. This is just regarding the energies that are present. So for you guys that want to know a little bit more about what is potentially panning out in your space around these energies that I'll be outlaying, then hit me up. Thank you kindly. So touching in on like my tools that I've got present for today. I already did a plug on this in my last video. This is my water candle, guys. I'm lending and receiving and sharing with myself. I'm a Piscean, if you can't tell by now. And this is a candle that I made. I make candles based on the 4 different elements. And there's just love and positivity that goes into this beyond my other, I guess, ingredients. I don't know if you guys just saw that angel orb. Look at that angel orb. Can you see it? Keeps popping in when I get the candle closer and closer to you guys. But that just goes to show, because honestly, this is a reflection of how I see myself. This isn't my first candle that I made for myself, and when I make the candles, I see them as a physical manifested candle representation of the individual, and I just let spirit speak, and then I read the candle back to myself to understand what's happening. So it's just interesting to see where I'm at on the journey. Actually, it's almost like spirit speaks to me through it, and I'll be able to do your own candle. I also actually personalize candles, so that's something that you guys can check out. I am getting them up on my website, guys. Give me until this weekend, okay? Because I'm really using this Virgo energy before we go into Libra, where we'll be having our full moon on the 25th of this month, the harvest full moon. So definitely going to be utilizing the energy, and I just want to see what's closing out the month of September for us. Capricorn through to Pisces, my babies. This is the lid to my candle, actually. Again, this is a representation of the brand that I represent as an individual. This is my unique, I guess, contribution to mankind's evolution. And, oh, now I can't get it to stay, guys. Send me some positive energy, folks. There we go. Thank you. Much appreciated. yeah, so consciously connected is all about coming to unity with self and consciously counseling yourself through your shadows to be able to allow your light to come through the darker reflections of yourself, the broken pieces of yourself, allowing for those fragmented states of your being to unite, basically, through conscious awareness. And self-love is ultimately the tool that is the utmost utilized. But you can check out my website for more info on the consciously connected stuff as well. And I'm actually just going to get straight into it for you guys. I've spent like 6 minutes now talking. I was about to say 5, and then Spirit was like, but okay, I get the gist. I shall get into it. I just need a sip of my tea, guys, because obviously I'm going to be talking for the next hour or so. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, Capricorn. What is the message for Capricorn for the month of September, Spirit? What does Capricorn need to know? Gosh, everybody's going through some rebirth this month. Everybody's going through some rebirth. So you guys were dealing with a refusal of self-examination. You guys were projecting all of your judgment into the external world rather than reclaiming your own power, because I think that there's power in accepting our flaws and, alchemizing the space. So definitely this refusal to, I guess, come to self-realizations, because you're just doubting any existence of the things that are being said about you, rather than taking maybe an opportunity to listen, maybe an opportunity to be a little bit more warm to what is being said about the circumstances surrounding family, the circumstances surrounding family, and the way that things are being manifested in that space. And inevitably your wealth, because the Ten of Pentacles is that card about wealth, but I feel like this is more of a spiritual wealth, because judgment is happening at an internal level at this point. There's an imbalance with the internal and external projection of judgment at the minute, and that's what this lets me know. But right now, there's definitely the opportunity for some raw power and creation in this space. Okay, there's definitely the potential for new beginnings here, guys. In terms of your group identification, in terms of the things that takes authority over you, the things that you consider to be your traditional viewpoints, your conformed beliefs and perspectives is probably the best way that I can put it. Those things in that have been heartbreaking for you will finally see you actually wanting to separate yourself from, for the sake of your free spirit. Actually, it's not even for the sake of being the free spirit that you are, so that you can become more self-sufficient. Because ultimately what was happening in that space is that there was just a real intense torment to the space, and you almost became hopeless. But in September, Spirit's letting you know that there is generosity there. There will be an opportunity for manifesting through offers that will come to you, and it will bring some tension and conflict in terms of what you have to do to prepare going forward, what you have to do to allow and welcome this expansion coming into your space, Capricorn. Because ultimately, if you continue to be indecisive about your plans that are to come, it will see you burn yourself completely out, to the point where you're in crisis, to the point where it can be completely just, I can't even say heartbreaking anymore, because it's almost like it's shutting off my voice box, to the point where you just completely turn away from that reflection of yourself, when ultimately you kind of go back into yourself. Basically, there's not much more showing yourself to the world after that point, basically. But what I do see is that if you go with this as far as allowing for a true understanding of why you are projecting this judgment externally rather than looking at yourself, you'll be able to come to an end of that pattern. You'll be able to come to an end of that cycle. And the only thing that you will lose then are the things that you no longer need. That is my insight for you. The things that you no longer need, Capricorn. Things that were causing you hopelessness, that were causing you severe depression and anxiety. Things that were keeping you up at night to the point where you felt like, oh my God, how am I going to manifest this? How is it going to be possible? I'm not where I want to be financially. I'm not where I feel like I should be financially. Those things that were really affecting your heart space. It was really affecting your heart space because you were carrying a lot of heavy burdens around it. You were carrying a lot of emotional baggage around it. And as I'm in your space, Capricorn, I feel so heavy. Can I just say, I feel so heavy. I feel heavy in my heart chakra. I feel heavy in my sacral chakra. And my arms, my limbs are actually just dead weight is almost what it feels like. You guys are carrying around, oh wow. This is an opportunity for you to release that. This is an opportunity for you to say, no more torment for me, no more depression. I don't want to walk in that darker place of myself anymore. What is happening with my finances is ultimately teaching me how to be better with my finances, and I'll be able to learn from this going forward. There is nothing for me to be depressed about. I just need to know and own my power in this space. Exactly, guys. Look, okay? Spirit's clear. This is really an opportunity for you to be able to release yourself, to break free and reclaim your power over your anxieties, over your depression, over your torment, regarding your financial manifesting, regarding your external world and how it has manifested around you. Because ultimately you have had to rest. You had to do some real deep thinking. It got to the point where you were almost passive because you were contemplating so deeply on how you were going to manifest certain things in terms of your finances, to the point where you completely withdrew yourself. And that's where you are presently. You are withdrawing yourself because you are anxious about these things that aren't even manifested yet. Can I just say, they aren't even manifested yet. They're existing in your mind because you're building up your circumstances to be bigger than your power. And ultimately what you need to understand is that you have the power to change your experience. You made the decision to put yourself in that circumstance because there is something that you truly wanted to understand about that experience, so that you can move forward, so that you can become a better person, so that you can become a better reflection of yourself, of your divine nature, so that you can become more self-sufficient, so that you can become abundantly blessed in the luxury that is the paradise that we experience every single day of our experience. Capricorn, this is for you. This is for you. This is your time. You are charging forward into self-sufficiency. No longer will there be delays for you, Capricorn. You have taken the test of courage. You have persistently stood your ground. You are now at a point where you are just prepared to accept all that is. That is what September brings for you. And that's to do with the home. And that will bring you ultimate foundations that will see your anxiety be no more. That will see your depression be no more. That will see you at a place where you are truly celebrating because of the harmony that you feel in the existence of your home, your community, your foundational ideals. No longer will you have to work overtime, but there is an opportunity for you to see that you do have a tendency to be a bit of a perfectionist sometimes, and that's one of the things that will cause you to be in a place where you're stagnated and unable to move on because you're carrying the baggage of all the things that you want to be perfect for the situation, rather than accepting all that is being given to you Instead, you are taking on more than what you need to, when Spirit's already at work doing what it's supposed to for you. And that's what's ultimately throwing the balance off in this space, guys. That's ultimately what's causing you guys to be emotionally insecure, emotionally codependent on your external existence. Your identification of how you see yourself being an external thing is no longer. That's why the judgment was happening and showing that it was off on an internal level, because that's where it really was being affected to bring like the change. And again, as I'm saying it, that's where the conflict was, guys. That's where the conflict was, because that was what was affecting your ability to really just manifest as you intended to, because you weren't listening to your spirit. You weren't listening to that inner voice, that higher calling that was calling out from your internal universe, guys. But there will be victory ultimately, because spirit always wins. Spirit is that house rule where they say in gambling, house always wins. Spirit always wins. Just give in. That's the best thing that I can say to you. That is what will create balance, so that you can work with the energies of spirit rather than against your own greatest intention, because spirit has better intentions for you than you have for yourself, with all the brokenness that you carry within. Okay? I'm sorry if it feels like I'm ranting, guys, but I just let it come out as it speaks, and I feel like there was a lot that needed to be said about this space, because ultimately there is abundance, and that is what this balance brings. There is an opportunity for great financial control and security, but also an opportunity to be completely disciplined and utilize the tools that you've learned along the way getting to this point, because there is a shift in the world, in your world. There is an opportunity for you to integrate both aspects of yourself, the idealisms that you have, but also be present in the moment as spirit is giving you an opportunity to enjoy your experience. It's not necessarily just a case of enduring what's happening. Don't be so, focused on the imbalance in your work and life situation, because you need to make time for both and so much more. Right? There's a lot of, I guess, self-discipline there was a lack of self-discipline that was turning the ego upside down. So there was an imbalance between ego and spirit with that lack of discipline that was happening. It's almost like when spirit was speaking, you were too busy looking at your choices, you were too busy looking at the illusions, Capricorn. And spirit's saying that that is ending. No more of that stuff. Okay, no more of that stuff. Manifesting in this particular situation is going to be of financial opportunities, of new job situations for you, Capricorn, of complete manifesting, a new existence of being through hope. And what that brings is moving away from being all talk and no action. Okay? That's what it can bring for you, because you don't necessarily have to continue with making hasty decisions and going down the path of broken promises. I'm just going to do one last thing for you guys so I can pull one last card, tarot, and then we'll go, because I realize I haven't actually gone into the deck as I potentially could have, but the message was very clear for you guys, so I understand that much, right? I get that much for you guys. Let's see. What is the outcome for Capricorn this September? Spirit. What is the outcome for Capricorn this September? And that imbalance over your inner magician, your inability to sort of plan ahead, your inability to really allow for your talents to just be expressed. It's going to see you start taking risks. It's going to see you start taking risks so that you can move past your emotional immaturity. so that you can move past your creative blocks and find balance within yourself, so that the judgment that is sounded upon your experience will bring you ultimate manifesting that will see you release your greed, your dissatisfaction over the things in your material world, and just the need to feel like you need to protect yourself, because there will be setbacks to your ideas. There will be some setbacks to your new ideas. Healing is happening at this time. You are releasing pain. You are becoming more optimistic. You are going through a process of forgiveness. And those are the risks that will bring some endings to your circumstances. Those are the risks that had to happen because they weren't a completed cycle for you. And by you going on this path, you'll be able to understand that being controlling is an imbalance and a misalignment to your ultimate values of your divine self, and you will walk away from that. That will no longer be your path. You will be methodical and efficient in terms of your planning, your manifesting, your ability to be in routine of things. You guys are very rigid energy, so I understand that control and needing to know what's happening is definitely something for you guys. But the way that you guys were looking at it was always from a lack perspective. It was never abundantly blessed. It was always something missing. And that's why the inner magician wasn't able to truly see his reflection for the abundantly blessed divine spirit that exists within itself. Okay? Know that, receive that, and take that on board, Capricorn. I give that to you. That genuinely came for me, from me for you. Okay. What is the message for Capricorn this September, Spirit? 19th to 30th. What do they need to know? You're activating your solar plexus, guys. There's willpower activation here that will see you rest, because you don't necessarily need to do anything but go into your temple path. You just need to know that the internal self is working to find the value that is within itself. To find the value, guys. This card fell out. Door to value. The internal self is looking for its door to the value that it holds within itself. And that internal world is going to connect to your root chakra, because again, that's the identification of self, the foundation of self. And that's where you will call upon yourself, your strength, to be able to look at your reflection, truly see yourself as the magician that you are. Okay, as I was saying before, guys, the cards are just showing it ultimately as it's coming through me. There will be a door to spirit by this experience for you that will see that your, tendency to be all tied up and your ability to be rigid means that you no longer are at the garden and the gate, because you've already embarked on the journey. You've already come to a close of that experience, and you no longer need to strategize about the external factors. Now you need to strategize about your internal manifesting, because within you is an opportunity for your heart to be able to be manifested into the external world. Now is the time for you to go and identify what your heart has been saying all along. And that's what's coming to you in September, so that you can start living in that place of the abundance that is already present for you. Sorry guys, I'm getting dry. As I project the information, like my throat just kind of, the chords, I can feel it. It just kind of, I can't explain it. What is the message for Capricorn? Oh, wow. Guess we got your message, guys. Message! Temple path. Okay? Ultimately, you guys are going down the temple path. You guys get to have and experience your happy family. circumstances. You guys get to experience your egoic self at a place where it can see that there is happiness within your home, that there is happiness within yourself. I think your ego is really coming to a place of accepting all the abundant beauty that there is. I feel like I've been saying that already, but I can't put it in any other way. There's just so much that's there. From my perspective, from what I can see, it just looks so beautiful. But I understand that when our ego is in the way of thinking that it needs to look a certain type of way, serves us no purpose, guys. Abundance and paradise is here for us every single day of our experiences, how we choose to have that experience. Your temple path, you will find, is within your heart. That is what September brings for you. I feel like I've already gone over the energies of these cards. So I'm going to just do a quick little beat for y'all, Capricorns. Being upside down due to the heart wanting to express itself. Due to the heart wanting to express itself, guys. This is how it came out. So that's how I'm going to put it across to you guys. Okay? You need to understand that the world that is around you is abundantly beautiful. It's ever present with rainbows. There's a spectrum of beauty that's always there for you to tap into. But because your foundational reflections of yourself is off, this is your root chakra, guys. Because that base ideals of yourself is not as solid as it can be, what is present and for you in abundance seem like lack. It seems like you're unvictorious, when the reality is that you are exactly where you are supposed to be to achieve and experience your victory. Yeah, again, this has to do with your heart space. Guys, go deep within yourself and be completely honest with yourself, because there is a lot of indecisiveness going on because of the overthinking, the tendency to be all logical all the time. Not everything. Your mind cannot experience a feeling. It can only read back to you what the feeling has told it by its energetic signature. Does that make sense? Heart space. This is all about your heart chakra, guys. Your heart chakra is going to be the world that you finally see for what it really is. Because you now get to see that your heart has been a place where the way that you do things and the way that you feel things were almost at an imbalance, and they now find a balance within themselves. They now find a balance within the external realm from the internal universe. Okay? For you guys, I am going to pull an angel card. What is the message for Capricorn at this time, Spirit? And this is for Capricorn Sun, Moon and Rising. What is the message for Capricorn at this time? Remain positive. Remain positive, Capricorn, because recovery is what's coming from this situation. Recovery is what's coming in terms of, let's have a look. In terms of guidance from your angels, You are being connected or reconnected to your divine self. And within the next few months, you'll be able to see that you're on a path that is better than you actually imagined, because you thought that forgiveness wasn't possible until you truly experienced it. And then you realize that it really actually wasn't the right time. So that's what allows for you to forgive, because you come to realizations to the point where you believe that no was actually the right answer for those things that you thought that you wanted to manifest. It really actually wasn't for your overall best. And when you sort of come to that realization, you understand that everything happens in the perfect timing, because that's just how it's supposed to be. It's destined. Spirit always wins, guys. House rules. I'm going to read the Remain Positive card so that you can get a true indication of what you are supposed to receive from the message here. The angels are asking you to keep an optimistic attitude. There is a very positive momentum beginning to build toward the creation of your desires. You're speeding your dreams along by maintaining a cheerful and confident demeanor. It may seem as though your plans are taking a long time to manifest, but very soon you will see a change. Don't allow yourself to lose hope when your dreams are so close to coming true. There you go, guys. There you go. Nothing else to it. That's it. Okay. Apologies, guys. I think I went somewhere there for a moment. My bad. I actually forgot that I was in the space. That happens. I travel. So now that I'm back, I am going to pull some romance cards for you guys. What is the message for Capricorn romantically throughout the month of September, Spirit? Make the effort. Make the effort to free yourself so that you can embark on that path of forgiveness, so that you can learn all that you need to from the experience. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. You have to forgive and learn from it. Free yourself from that circumstance where you felt like it wasn't safe for you to love, because it is. You just need to be able to forgive the financial burdens that you feel that you've been restricted by, because it's affecting your love life. And make more of an effort. Don't think about money so much. Heal the space. I know that you probably saw your family scrimping and scraping for like what it is that they felt like they wanted, but spending money profusely in other places, to be fair, from what I can see in this space. But you guys are working at some soulmate connection in this space at this time. Okay, so you need to stay positive, because there are religious factors that are impacting your interaction in your relationship space, and you'll be separating from that to move more into your true love alignment by expressing your love in a flirtatious manner and trusting that as long as you keep an open mind, the chemistry, as long as you pay attention to the red flags as well, the chemistry will guide you into the right path, and you should let your friends help you, because there is the opportunity to attract something better into this space, better than that unrequited love that's not going to last. And you can achieve that by loving yourself first, and that will bring new love into your space. That will bring wedding bells into your circumstances romantically. And heart-to-heart conversations are what will allow for you to align in that, by being more playful with it, not taking things so seriously, and releasing your ex, release the energy of your past situations, your past circumstances that are still being projected into your romantic feelings for other people. Okay? Go on a honeymoon with that. Take it somewhere else so that you can just be rid of it. And come to the realization that those issues no longer have to affect you, because you deserve love. And what you are going on as far as receiving that love was a love worth waiting for. So that's not a bad place to be. That's what I'll say to you, Capricorn. Okay? Just know that what's happening right now is a farce. Okay? If that's what they call it. It's not the truth, and ultimately it's just a case of forgiving, so that you can learn from this space. Forgive yourself, forgive others, forgive the time you've wasted on it, or felt like you've wasted on it because you've actually been doing homework. And that's what happens. When we go on assignment for spirit, we go on subconscious assignments. Spirit, it does its work covertly, and we only become consciously aware by freely willing ourselves into that knowing, by being honest with ourselves. Your advice is feel your body and name your feelings. Watch a movie. Watch your life back like a movie. Watch it play back to you like a movie, so that you can see all the beauty that is already within it. And that will allow for you to be able to move past this need to control and have it be so effectively manifested, because obviously earth energy is quite rigid. Your suggestion and advice, Capricorn, feel your body. Close your eyes and feel your body. Just feel it. Don't do anything special. Concentrate on different parts of your body. The soles of your feet, your thighs, your stomach, your diaphragm, lungs, back, neck, face, head. Give each part of your body attention as you stop there. Use 5 to 10 minutes of your whole body, for your whole body. When you pay attention to yourself and the feelings in your body, it's a bit like giving water to a flower. When you listen to the needs of your body, you can respond to them easier. Name the feelings, guys. Name what you are experiencing, so that you can be able to move beyond that experience. Bear with me, guys, I'm getting messages. I am a Piscean, so I get distracted fairly easily. Sue me, okay? It's fine. We've still got time to get some stuff going. Okay, guys. We're going to go into Aquarius. The lovely Aquarius, the last of the air signs. for this reading, and Capricorn was the last of the earth signs. Let's see, Spirit. Let's see. Just needed to get the cards more into alignment. What does Aquarius need to know at this time, Spirit, for the month of September 19th to 30th? Continue to just embrace the warmth. Continue to be determined. Continue to live in that vibrant self. Continue to be exuberatingly beautiful in the way that you do things. Oh, beneath the Queen of Wands, we have the King of Wands in reverse. Understand that there are impulsive decisions that are affecting your ability to be able to just enjoy the experience because of those high expectations. That's why you're being hasty. Know that that must die. That must be transformed, alchemized, transmuted, because it is unfair to you. It is unfair to your experience that is happening. It is unfair to the partnerships and unity that is happening with yourself and the divine spirit to manifest your wealth, abundance, family, okay? Inheritance. In general, the meek shall inherit the earth, guys. Be meek. Be meek, Aquarius. The hasty decisions and scattered thoughts that you've been having, they have obviously caused you some frustrations because they've manifested delays in your space. Okay. Oh, guys, this is going to be tough. Back. That was all for the sake of the fact that there wasn't any flexibility in the space. It was far too rigid. It was far too domineering and excessive in terms of control. So it had to go, because what we're working with here is the magician, ultimately. We're working with the resourcefulness to be able to get to that place of spiritual rejuvenation, spiritual recovery, and financial recovery, because when we recover spiritually, we impact and affect our external manifesting. And the choices that were made were done through poor planning, because there was a lot of indecisiveness and confusion. So just enjoy and embrace the warmth of having spirit guide you. What does Aquarius need to know for the month of September through September 19th through to 30th, Spirit? What do Aquarius need to know at this time? Again, just understand that there are delays because of your indecisiveness. There are delays because of your indecisiveness and your chaotic viewpoints on things. What does Aquarius need to know for September, Spirit? What do they need to know about their indecisiveness? Or anything else that you have to offer in terms of enlightenment? What do they need to know? One card, guys. You need to know that your inner magician is not being utilized as much as he can be. You need to understand that There has been a lot of poor planning. There has been a lot of latent talents that have been lying dormant within you, because it's almost like you refuse to see yourself. You refuse to stand up for yourself and all that you truly actually feel that you're worth. And that circumstance is really actually very overwhelming. It's really causing some repressed emotions in the space, and justice will be had over it. There will be justice for the situation. There will be some good karmic shifts in your space over your fear of the unknown, over your lack of planning. That will be one of the things. That imbalance will finally come to a place where there's now inspiration, there's now creation, there's now potential for new beginnings. Because you've had to go and embark on that path of emotional insecurity and codependency on what is happening around you to feel secure, but now you're taking off the blindfold to realize that you've been doing it all along, and that's just been causing conflict to the star that you are, to the beautifully divine being that you are, that being of hope, that beacon of light. You then get to a place where you can celebrate, where you can feel at harmony and at peace. For some of you, this does mean, I can see marriage on the cards. I do also see a community for you guys as well. And there will be a shift in that community nonetheless, in terms of your poor planning with them or around them. Okay? I feel like I'm going to be pulling a few cards for you, Aquarius. So I'm going to move on to another deck. And I'm going to get some divine guidance for you guys. What is the message for Aquarius at this time, Spirit? Bathe in divinity. Blessings of innocence and purity. Make time to work, rest, and play. Bathe into divinity. What is the message for Aquarius? As clearly as you can, Spirit. What is the message for Aquarius? As clearly as you can. Walk away from illusions and towards truth. Release your cares to God and speak words of love by making the best of every situation. Retreat from the outside world and take a moment for yourself and take your prayers to God. Take your burdens in prayer to God, and you will be able to be shown the way. Show me the right path, O Lord. Point out the road for me to follow. And that's Psalm 25, verse 4. You will be divinely guided. You will be divinely, divinely urged and encouraged to go into the right direction for yourself. All you have to do is walk away from what you perceive is already there, so that you can be open to what is coming into the space to complete the manifesting that you intend. Okay? What is Aquarius? Too much tea, guys. What does Aquarius need to know for the month of September 19th through to 30th? There is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. There's nothing sexier than you guys being yourselves, okay? There's no need for you to hide yourself. There's no need for you to have those talents lie latent, because the world deserves to see you. Okay, guys. You guys have a ton of cards out, so I'm just going to lay them out to show and see what is present for you in terms of your message from the universe. it, guys. So, looking at your past trajectory, the universe is saying that you've come to the point from your past circumstances, you've come to the point where you realize, I create mindful moments throughout the day reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. And you've gotten through going through the natural occurrences of things, you realize the miracles that have crossed your path in this month of September, Aquarius. And instead of praying for an outcome, you get to the point where you realize, I pray for the highest good for all. I am the loving energy of the universe, is where you are by making that statement to yourself through the universe. And going forwards, you realize that when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through lens of love, and oneness is my true nature. That is where you get to in terms of the external trajectory for the month of September, Aquarius, but know that that is coming because you have had to go within to realize that attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. And you realize that the most significant vibration that you can hold in terms of your existence is hope, because that is a conduit for the miracles. When I lean on faith of the universe, peace becomes real. And that can be your experience in the month of September, Aquarius. So that is what I will say to you. I hope that you receive that. I hope that you can take that on board and do with it what you will for your experience. Okay? I'm going to do a romance card for you guys, and I think I'll read the romance card for you guys. Right. What does Aquarius need to know for the month of September? What does Aquarius need to know for the month of September? Express your love, guys. Express your love, because past life relationships are coming in, and they're going to come in hot and heavy with some passion. You guys are going to get to know each other. I'm actually feeling like there's going to be a lot of intimate interactions for you Aquariuses through the month of September, because you guys will be getting to know each other, and children will definitely be some sort of repercussion for this passionate interaction. So be careful what you think, wish for, and do throughout the month of September, Aquarius. Okay? Just be careful if you ain't trying to make no babies. Make sure that you're good. Okay? Oh, true love, guys. True love is what the month of September brings for you guys. And that is amazing, because there's nothing like it. And I would love to read that card for you guys. So I'm glad that that popped out. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime, is what you'll be able to experience in the month of September, guys. And that's because you decide to be one with the universe. That's because you decide to express your love. Okay? You decide that separation is what was needed so that you can really realign yourself with your religious factors and get more of an independent identification on that, so that you can stay more optimistic in terms of what your religious and spiritual beliefs are, versus having to have a soulmate that is outside of that alignment, you know. And you come to the point of healing your family issues to be able to be open in the space of what's happening for you with this past life relationship. Okay, I'm going to read the romance card for you guys. getting nasally. I feel like there's a lot going on in terms of blocked energies, guys, because that was one of the things that came through the cards as well, about needing to take off the blindfold, being blinded and almost, not able to see the true existence of what's happening. It's causing you blockages, guys, and it's manifesting itself. True love, romance card. This is the romance of a lifetime. You pulled this card because true love is lasting love. I'm going to redo that because I was thinking I was somewhere else and here at the same time. So when I do that kind of stuff, then it gets a little bit fuzzy. You pulled this card because true and lasting love is here for you. If your question was about a specific person, then this card serves as validation of the relationship's divine nature. This individual has genuine love for you, and you both can overcome the issues that arise. This is especially the case if you can express your feelings through attributes such as kindness, compassion, and courtesy toward each other. For instance, having honest conversations would be an expression of your true love, even if it involves discussing uncomfortable topics. If you're currently seeking a relationship, this card offers you assurance that true love is on its way. Keep the faith that a wonderful relationship is destined to come to you, and don't compromise with an unsuitable partner. It's essential that you treat yourself well by taking excellent care of yourself. For the foundation of a true love relationship is two people who cherish who they are. Receive that, Aquarius. Receive that for yourselves. Receive that over your love life. Receive that over your future state of being. And for the people that are already in relationships, you guys are going to be embarking on a new path, a new course in that relationship, because you'll be able to elevate your consciousness. And as you do, so does the people around you. I've said it so many times, guys. You become one with the grand play, the grand opera that Spirit is truly the director of. And he's the only one, she, I should say, is the only one with the power to make the final decisions. But what's happening is ultimately for true love, and there is the potential for something to come in here that's of a past life healing. With past life relationships, they come in to allow us to embark on a greater knowing of our ability and capacity to love. You guys have two cards. Okay? Give your scalp a rub and expand time. Thank yourself for what you're good at, Aquarius. Don't be so caught up on your, the things that seems like they aren't working out. Pay close interest to the things that you are good at and thank yourself for them. I'm going to read both of these cards for you guys. Give your scalp a rub. This is your stress relief card, by the way, Aquarius. Rub your entire scalp with your fingers. You can close your eyes and let the relaxed and good feelings slide through your whole body. This experience is better with a friend because of the oxytocin hormone related to another person's touch. Stress can cause pressure to the scalp and head area. By relaxing these think areas, you will feel more relaxed and nice. Okay? Now, by doing that, the intention is to expand time so that it doesn't feel like you're so restricted, because a lot of the times when we go through stress, it's because we're so close into the box that we feel must be the outcome of the situation. So when you expand time, essentially you expand consciousness, because time is space being perceived at different dimensional levels of itself. For the right people, that makes sense. Expand time. Close your eyes. Imagine that the present moment expands with you in it, as well as your surroundings. The building, the whole city, the country, and the earth. Imagine all that inside this moment. Let your mind rest in this expanded space for a little while. On top of this, you can expand your calendar. Take each week a big board, or each day on a blank A4. The bigger the markings, the larger the calendar. The mind will react to the looseness. On the other hand, the small calendar on your smartphone will make time seem cramped. Stress causes anxiety because things seem cramped in small places. Absolutely, that's what I've just said to you guys. Cramped in small places too often. By giving the mind a message of looseness, the anxiety will reduce. Okay? Once you start to perceive time to be not so urgent and more something that is divinely experienced in a blissful format, you'll be able to see the beauty that is the experience that you are having, my beauties. So I started very bubbly, tons of energy, as you can tell. I have run out of steam by now. We are an hour in, and we are about to wrap it up with the final reading for the night, for the segment, for this whole venture, as far as the 12 zodiac Tarotscope for September, the month of transformation. God, am I glad to be done with it. This has taken me several attempts to get to this point, but we shall go into Pisces and see what's going on for us, guys, my fellow Piscean tribes. Okay, I'm sure my cold tea isn't helping this block that's manifesting itself, so I shall do something about that afterwards. I'm just going to allow myself to settle into this space, guys, to do the reading for Pisces, so I'm not putting any of my direct energy as a fellow Piscean into the space for my Pisceans. I just want to be able to give you guys what you need to know so that you can enjoy your experience. Okay, Spirit. What is the message for my fellow Pisceans for the month of September? What do we need to know at this time? There are some imbalances in terms of your work and your personal life and your family life, because there is definitely a tendency to basically be very much in scattered thought energy, like a complete disregard for consequences, making plans and breaking them. But things will be moving very quickly forward. There will be sudden changes in terms of being stuck in the past and being unrealistic. That's something that will be shifting for you guys, because right now, throughout the month of September, is a real need to listen to spirit. It's a real need to listen to spirit, guys, the High Priestess in reverse. Because ultimately you are taking with you all that you need to. You are taking with you all that you have learned. You are walking away with the things that you now know, because you've been betrayed, because you've been deceived, because you've deceived yourselves. And it's showing that happened through synchronistic measures to get to exactly this moment where you have some clear vision, you have some clear organized perspectives, you You are independent in your thought process, especially to do with your career, because you realize that there was a lot of egotism in this space. There was a lack of confidence that was being manifested because the egotism was a factor that was really affecting the space of your past few months, Pisces. And ultimately what it did for you guys is mean that there was a lot of financial setbacks. There was some financial, I guess, some poor planning over your finances and your manifested realm. That really sort of brought a lot of confusion and indecisiveness into your space, just more so. And it was just down to the fact that it was misaligned with your true values. It was misaligned because you were being greedy, because you were being very much sort of we were being very pushy, Pisces. We were being very pushy in terms of what we wanted, rather than understanding that solid foundations are what are being built for this circumstance at this time. And that's what September is really going to allow us to sort of have an understanding of. We are going to have to ultimately play King Dead, Pisces. Okay? That is for our overall best good. Play dead and just let spirit do what it needs to. We're good at that. We are good at that when we choose to be. Don't let your ego get in the way at this time, Pisces. Okay, what does my Piscean tribe need to know for the month of September? Spirit, 13th to 19th to 30th. What do we need to know? Okay, anxieties. We also got this with Capricorn. So definitely I'm going to be going through some anxious energies because that's both my sun and moon. So that's fun. Happy to be experiencing it in this wonderful paradise. Clarify the anxiety, Spirit. Why will the anxiety be present for September? Clarify the anxiety for Pisces. What is the Nine of Swords here to let us know? As clear as you can, Spirit. What is the Nine of Swords here to let us know? As far as Pisces guidance for the month of September. There we go. We've got our answer and we have more insights into that answer. So ultimately we are having sudden changes. There are sudden changes happening in our energy. There are sudden changes happening in our hasty decisions. Those are the things that are being manifested throughout the month of September, 19th to 30th. And the message over those things is to understand, ultimately, Pisces, that you have really had to go through some deep isolation, some deep loneliness, to look at how you were personally imposing and restricting yourself with your thoughts and patterns and ways of thinking, and how you're actually tying yourself up in your group identification, your conformed beliefs, your perspectives that were all about solid foundations, but not really. It was more what the world told you that it needed to look like. It was more what the world told you that it had to be able to be achieved. But instead, going forward for you, Pisces, Spirit is saying that you do have the ability, capacity, and determination to be able to stand in your power and reclaim your power and be in a place where you are breaking free from those bondages, those bounded limiting beliefs. You are breaking the fuck free, Pisces. Pardon my French, guys. I just had to say it how it came through. You're breaking free into self-sufficiency. That's what's coming for you. You are getting to that point where your burdens and challenges in terms of the way that you do things were seeing you get to the point where you were about to give up. You were very overwhelmed to the point where you were like overprotective about shit, but You had to find the balance by going to that darker fish so that you can understand more about the light fish when it's able to live in its true self, because you were absolutely emotionally immature. But what that meant is that you were being emotionally cold-hearted and bitchy and not speaking your truths, and you were taking risks instead. And those risks that you took, ultimately what they bring is an opportunity for change to come into the space, because it lets spirit know that you are open to change. You are open to move on from past resentments. And with that, there will be some temporary depression, which is what you will be moving away from. Those are the things that you'll be able to see more of a solid foundation, more practical, more homely, down-to-earth energy with, as far as your reflection of self. Those are the things you'll be able to see an abundant amount of practical security in your life manifesting itself. Just because you took those risks that you charged forward for, those risks were you being opinionated, were you being action orientated and communicative in terms of what you thought being your truth, and just running with that at any given time, even if it was the bad fish. I'm not going to say the bad fish, even if it was the dark fish. Good or bad is subjective. What we perceive to be bad, spirit feels is the overall good for everyone involved. So I can't say bad. I don't believe that's the case. But those delays, basically those delays after we sort of charge forward, those delays in terms of us being able to really live in a place of nostalgia, really live in a place of beauty within our emotions, because we were fearful of it. We were still looking at it from an illusionary perspective, from a poverty consciousness reflection. But by doing that, we gained emotional security, we gained emotional control by gaining compassion for ourselves, so that we can feel a little bit more warmth towards ourselves, because we're so busy giving to everybody else, we forget to give to ourselves. And now is an opportunity for us to release the pain of the past and become more optimistic about the future through the process of forgiving, because wishes have been fulfilled, guys. Wishes have been fulfilled, so there's no need to hold on to those past resentments anymore, because the wishes that have been fulfilled were wishes over the setbacks that you had, or new ideas, wishes over your lack of direction, wishes over your your ability to be pessimistic at times. Like, ultimately what's happening is that the choices that you have made will bring harmony to the space, but those lack of direction, I guess, how can I put it, those little things, I feel like they're small things that you feel like you don't have any control over, they're actually some of the things that you'll be walking away from. And that's why it just had to be that way, because it was causing imbalances for you. It was causing imbalances for your higher self. It was causing imbalances for your supreme self, your supreme being. And if anything, it's almost like you are breaking free from those mental challenges, because you had some stifled and blocked creativity, Pisces. You did have some blocked creativity because there was some debt that you've accumulated. There was some debt that felt like one-sided charity, like you were giving all your money, time, energy into circumstances that weren't giving back to you. But what had to happen in that space is that you had to realize that you're your knight in shining armor, and you had to go to your emotions to really address how you feel about the situations that you found yourself in, to see the potential for your healing in those spaces, to be able to see the potential for you to manifest more efficiently, more methodically, putting yourself first, putting yourself in a point where you're not fearing the unknown. You're not sort of lacking planning for what's to come, because abundance is ultimately what is there for you, Pisces. And it will call on your inner strength. It will call on your courage and patience, because you have received your inheritance. September brings your inheritance to you. Your inheritance of mental clarity, Pisces. Your inheritance of mental clarity over your family space, over your manifesting space, over your ability to just to be established in the public eye. You're no longer being at a place where you're emotionally manipulated or manipulative, because you're not going to be moody about the outcomes. You realize that there was a lack of completion, and what you did was give that back to the divine. You sacrificed it, you let it go, and now what is coming in for you is realizing that you still had baggage, is realizing that you still had baggage that the magician had to really work his magic over, had to really tap into his resources to be able to create, because there was some blocked and repressed emotions there that was seeing you take on too much and overburden yourself, because you got to the point where you were so overworked from being such a perfectionist, Pisces. Okay, and I understand this now myself, because we're coming to the end of September and I am almost dying with how much I've given of myself. Like I said, guys, I do also work part-time. I have a ton of stuff that I do. I make goodies constantly, so there's always something to do. But instead, just choose to speak your truth. Choose to not be abusive to yourself by overworking yourselves, Pisces. Choose your path of good luck. Choose your path of good karma. And understand that the life cycles that are happening in your life at this time are your destiny to turn the fate. Okay? To turn the fate of not just your life, but the life of your ancestors before you, the life of the generation to come, of your lineage after you. And ultimately, it's courage. It's courage and faith is what it's going to take to be able to forgive at this time, to be able to forgive the high expectations and impulsive decisions, because they were required for that transition that you're about to make. They were required for the celebrations that you're about to have over your family life, your home life, your direct harmony that is going to be happening for your communities. And what seemed like unfair outcomes was actually victory in disguise, because what was happening is that you felt bored, you felt that there were missed opportunities, you felt that there were, I guess, a bit of an aloof energy, not really giving enough out there into the external world. But really what was happening is that there was, again, not lost opportunities, but there was just lack of planning and foresight, and that had to be tapped into, because it was causing a lot of confusion. It wasn't sort of directly aligned with your values, and also it saw you being greedy. It saw you being at that point where materialism was how you identified solid foundations, and instead what you've had to go through in the month of September is really contemplate that, so that you can really understand what it means to be able to really take regard for the team that you have, for the support that you have, where the divine is working through each and every one of the beings, each and every one of the divine sparking fractals of itself. And the choices will ultimately sort of, realize that they didn't have any long-term goal, they didn't have any long-term vision, and that was conflicting to what you were about to do, where you were about to go, Pisces. And that internal judgment that you were making, because we tend to do the work for the most part, Pisces. We can't shut spirit up long enough to not do the work. But ultimately what's happening for you guys is that the tendency to be all talk and no action is actually going to see you come to union with your divine masculine, feminine, ego, intuition. How else can I put it? spirit, physical realm, that's going to come to an end, because you realize that that was just limited success, that was limited harvest, and it wasn't going to be of long-term benefit to you. That's what you will come to realize throughout the month of September, Pisces. Okay, I feel like I'm just going to read an energy card for you guys, pull a romance card, and pull a stress card for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know for the month of September, Spirit? What does Pisces need to know for the month of September? 19th through to the 30th now. What do my fellow Pisceans need to know for the month of September? Thinking man. We are going to be looking at the external world and really looking deep within to it. That's the best way that I can put it, because it's almost like if you have a look and you see the man is looking into the crystal, it's almost like he's looking through the crystal to be able to see beyond what the external world is showing to be insufficiency. And you'll be able to find the balance in the space, Pisces, because you're good at that. You're good at tapping into that intuition, and now is the time to utilize it throughout September, because there are going to be hostile communications in terms of contracts that are now being released because they needed to be, because you've now come to that place of appreciation and those contracts no longer served you. You've given it much thought on a deeper level than you can realize. Because that has happened through time. It's happened utilizing the healer of ages, and now is the time for it to be actioned into the divine manifested 3D realm, so that you can see your inner magician, you can see your inner divine self, your inner divine stately being. And there has been, as you've tapped into that greater understanding of self, it has caused some shake-ups in your community. I can see your communities have been turned upside down because of that need to really sort of look at the things that have been broken-hearted for you. And obviously we manifested those because we wanted to experience more, to understand how we have been broken-hearted, so that we can no longer do that after 2018 for us, Pisces. And this is what September is saying, that no longer will we be indecisive, okay? The ego will be able to find itself being at one to create the happy family that we feel that we love and deserve, but haven't been victorious in achieving because of stormy warnings, because we were resting in that space and not actually doing the work that we needed to, but instead that brought value in terms of doors to romance. And the caring connections that you had with individuals will see them tap into their doors to spirit, and you'll be able to release your ability to be all tied up, and they'll be able to finally get a taster for themselves to feel their freedom. And for yourself, you'll be able to embark on the journey into the garden and the gate, and as will they be able to go deeper into themselves and embark into that garden and gate chapter of their experience at this time, so that they can go internally to heal the broken root chakra, because the angel of strength can no longer be of aid in this space. Forgiveness has now taken place for the Pisceans, and we are no longer needing the temple path, because there is now balance in this space. The external world has manifested the value that we feel that we have within ourselves. And what it means is that right now, as we enter and embark along the garden gate, we go into that place of healing. We go into that place of true happiness within ourselves, Pisces. We move past that deceitful dark fish of ourselves, that darker reflection of ourselves that gets us in trouble, guys. Okay, we've had to strategize over that darker reflection of ourselves and journey more into the light, journey more into the true nature of who we find ourselves to be, so that we can create those adjacent possibilities for ourselves, Pisces, so that we can come to those realizations that's going to allow us to embark on that new chapter beyond anxiety, because that's what we've been feeling. These shadow energies for the retrogrades have hit us hard, Pisces, okay? But now we're at the end of it, and we are still holding our hearts strong. We've gone through the process, and we are here saying that we have the will to create whatever it is that we choose to. And as far as our manifesting, the angel of love no longer needs to work on your external world, because it is now embarking on the journey with you internally. And you can call upon the angel of love throughout the month of September, Pisces, because she will see you get to that place where you are holding what you truly deserve in terms of your financial manifesting, where you are able to get past that point of your own envy of looking outside at what you don't have. Others are actually going to be more envious of what you do have, because those financial constraints that you had over your space was affecting your creativity chakra, your sacral chakra. And what it means is that you realize that you're going to have to do to actually achieve the kind of finances that you want. You're actually going to have to do things. You're going to have to work with the masculine energy. And there has been some stuff that has been affected by your truths. I can see that your throat chakra's off, your heart chakra's off, so you are not speaking your personal truth from your heart place, Pisces, and that's what needs to happen. I can see obviously going forward you will be releasing the shadows, but that ultimately is what will bring you back to that place of abundance. It will be what will bring you back to that place where you can really look at your attachments to the outside world, Pisces. Really sort of know that patience is no longer something that you require at this path, because you have done so much work to get to this place. And now you are at the point where the world that you create, you get to sit back and watch it come to light, Pisces. Okay? You are now walking away from the external factors, people, places, things, circumstances that do not serve that greater good, that world that you are creating for yourself, Pisces, because you are choosing you. You are choosing your self-love, and those are the things that a thinking man has been embarking on. I'm sorry. Pisces is getting a long reading because I've been waiting for this reading for a while, if you can't tell, to know, to see what's going on. And again, this is what I'm saying. This is why, because I know that there's things that we need to know, Pisces. There's things that we need to know. We've been doing such magnificent work. I'm just going to grab the cards because they're all over the place. Spirit has a lot to say right now. Honestly, guys, why we have been anxious up until this point, we finally realize that the anxiety that we feel is because we haven't been expressing our true selves. We haven't been expressing our true heart-based nature of ourselves. I'm sorry, guys, it's really intense. And I feel for a lot of us, it's going to be one of those months that's going to be very much about self-forgiveness at this time, because we've basically brought the anxiety on ourselves, Pisces. I say we because I've told you I'm a fellow Piscean myself. We've brought the things that we consider ourselves to be anxious about because we build it up so greatly in our mind, because we weren't prepared to just live out our heart's true experience. But what is going to ultimately happen for us going forward? We shall be that thinking man. We will be able to action the thoughts that we have. We will be able to action the insights that we see. There will be changes coming through for us. We no longer have to embark on the temple path. Not to say that that path is behind us, but we are not at the temple path, because presently we are dealing with anxiety, yes. But that anxiety, we know, is over the fact that we're not able to express our heart-based energy, our heart chakra, guys. That thinking man is going to need to listen to the intuition, because not being on the temple path means that we have to be very careful in terms of how we're manifesting externally. Okay, I'm just going to pull some, what did I say, Pisces? I said some romance cards and then a stress card for us. So I hope that that was pretty clear. Right. What is the energy romantically for Pisces throughout September? Children, Pisces, sorry, notepad. Children, your love life is being affected by children. For a lot of us, this is going to be for inner child healing. It's saying that we need to, let our friends help us. So again, there will be some friendly advice about the red flags around our relationships, because there is chemistry. But again, with Pisceans, we have that dark fish, so the chemistry can turn into toxicities if we don't love ourselves first. And ultimately, that's what's happening in the month of September. It's really giving us the opportunity to love ourselves first, so that we can bring new love into our space that will see us align with wedding, that will see us align with commitments, that will see us align with that ultimate, external reflection of love being manifested. What is the message for Pisces, Spirit? What is the message for Pisces? As clear as you can. Oh, gosh. There's a lot to be said for us, guys. Let me go grab those cards. Okay. So, Spirit is saying that there is definitely passion here. As far as your relationships, Pisces, there is passion here. So allow your heart and soul to sing with joy about the passion that you feel in that space. And know that right now you guys are getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And going forward, just know that this could be the one. I shit you not, Pisces. This could be the one for the month of September. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So this is somebody that's already present in your lives, Pisces. And they are someone that is a bit of a flirt. They are someone that has a playful nature. And they're also your true love. They're also, you're reuniting with your true love. You've attracted for this person to come back into your life because you've decided that you no longer want to wear your mask. You no longer want to flirt with the mask even. You realize that it is completely safe for you to love. And you got there by loving yourself first. And that's bringing the new love into your life very soon, Pisces. Very soon you will be at that place where your new love will be into your life. Right. I feel like for you, Pisces, all I'm going to do for you is just pull a card from the universe. And that will be like reading the stuff. One card, Spirit. I want one card. I'm very clear. One card for Pisces to sum up the month of September. What do they need to know? What is the direct insight at this time and guidance? The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Pisces, one card, Spirit, for Pisces. What is the message for the month of September? One card. As clear as you can, please. Guess we couldn't have one card, guys. It's the whole message coming through, but that's fine. Okay, instead we have 4 cards. That's fine, that's not bad. We are going to be doing a lot of forgiveness throughout the month of September, guys. There's going to be third eye activation. We're sharing this energy with the Aries this month, and there was another sign as well that also had the third eye activation, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Gemini or Leo. But yeah, ultimately, where we have been, the universe is letting us know energetically we have come to the realization that I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. Oneness is my true nature, and presently we are at the place collectively, Pisces, where we realize that hope is a conduit for miracles. And going forward, we overstand that when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Okay? That is the guidance for us, Pisces, for the month of September. And we know this because we've had to embark on the journey to realize that the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. And again, that's because we realize that the key to prayer is to forget what we think that we need, Pisces. So it's amazing that we've done the work to get to this point, because this is where it gets truly, truly interesting. This is where miracles have the ability to make its way into your life. Forget your goals. Just thank yourself for being, Pisces. That is your advice. Just walk, forget your goals, and thank yourself for being. Understand the power of breath when you find yourself getting stressed out throughout the month of September, Pisces. Forget your goal. The next time you start doing something, figure out your goal. When you have, just forget about it, as though it didn't mean anything. Instead, concentrate on the doing itself and on every part of the process. Give all of your attention to the doing and not 1 second to the goal. When your attention is not focused on what's supposed to happen, doing something will become easier and take less energy. Okay? Guys, just forget your goal and be open to the ever-present energies, because we could do with releasing some anxiety about shit, because we carry energy so intensely and we're so sensitive at picking up on other people's stuff as well. We just don't need that extra baggage at this time, Pisces. So just lean on faith so that the universe can bring to you all that you've been working for throughout the year thus far. Okay? I hope that has been useful for you guys. I hope that has been insightful for you guys. I hope that you guys will be able to utilize that to work your intention setting, your magic, your manifesting throughout the month of September, so that you can benefit from it as much as possible. And if you've got any suggestions, I'm open, guys. I can do readings more, clarified, if you will. Maybe with a Celtic spread. That's something I might look at maybe at a later stage, but right now I just feel like this is how I want to convey the message to you guys. So any suggestions that you have, I would love to know. And also be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to have your own personal reading, depending on some of the things that you want to go deeper into from what you've heard about the energies for September for the different zodiacs, then definitely hit me up. Check out my website, www.shakimabrown.com, and book yourself in for a reading. Book yourself in for my freebies even. I do free prayers of manifestation, and I do free readings as well. It's just a 7 minutes sort of 3-card pull for you, as far as just a 1 question, but it's still something for you guys so that you can connect to my energy initially if you guys are a little bit skeptical of what I'm about. Okay, my YouTube posse. But I just love you guys for continuing to be my fellow life warriors living in full evolution. That's what we're here to do, and I appreciate you guys for continuing your work. I'm sure that you appreciate you for doing the work that you have done thus far, and it can only continue to get greater. We can only continue to be more and more abundantly divine in what we have been blessed to come here and live out as far as our experience. So enjoy your night. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Namaste. Ashe, and enjoy. Life is beautiful. We're already here in paradise, guys. Thank you for your time.